Hello, Yogi Bears, and welcome back to day 8 of Yogatober. I started filming day 9, and in the day 9 video originally, I said, "Welcome to day 8," and then I was like, "No, silly, it's day 9," and it wasn't. It should have been day 8. So sorry. This is your day 8 video. So if you're seeing this and you see day 7 and day 9, it's because I can't count it. It should have been day 8. Anyway, yeah, welcome to another week. Is what I was going to say. It was welcome to another week. This next week we're going to be focused on spells, spirit, and strength. So last week was like creeping into the challenge, and this week we're involved. So today's class is going to be Potion of Positivity, heart opening class. Keep it short and sweet. Think brewing some joy and a bit of self love. It is a Friday because this should have been yesterday, but wait, what day are we on now? No, it's actually the 10th today. So I'm trying to do 2 videos today. So and not get confused when I come to edit. So we'll see how it goes, gang. We'll see how it goes. But yes. Okay. So we're going to begin with, I'm going to yawn again. I'm so sorry. I feel like every time I hit film, I always do a giant yawn before I start and then I end up yawning again. So, yes. So we're going to begin with some seated breathing, and it's all going to be all seated today. So get cozy. As you can tell, I'm feeling the cozy today. The weather has like just kind of dipped a little bit this side, so yeah, I'm feeling extra snuggly today. So we're just going to allow the hips below to come nice and heavy, sinking into your mat or your chair. Roll the shoulders back and down, shoulders back and down, spine nice and long, chin parallel, and eyes closed or soft gaze, and just take a moment to imagine that you are brewing a little bit of positivity potion in your belly and it's filling up all the way to the heart. Let's take in a breath cycle or 2 here. Well done for showing up. It's always the hardest part. Okay. Really nice. So we're just going to begin in we can do either cobra pose. I'm coming into this quite cold today, so I'm actually just going to take it very easy and just do more of a sphinx. So you can come onto your elbows are shoulder width apart, roll the shoulders back and down, really press down into the toes and press down into the palms as well. And gaze can just be, again, chin parallel to the ground, pressing into those toes, so awakening the legs, allowing the hips to really ground down into the mat. Maybe roll the shoulders back a little bit deeper. You can come up higher for your cobra pose if you want to. I'm not going to do that today because my lower back's been a little bit niggly. So I'm keeping it calm. Really nice. And you could also do an upward dog if that feels really good. I won't demo that today because, as I say, my lower back has been a bit niggly. And then we're just going to come all the way back. So lifting, 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 creeping it back into a child's pose. Big full belly breath. Inhale to rise. And exhale into your cobra. And then roll the shoulders back and down. Anahata chakra, heart chakra. Chest is nice and open here. Pressing the toes into the mat. And then exhale back into your child's pose. You can come up a little bit more if you need to. One more time. Inhale to come forwards into your sphinx pose or cobra or upward dog. Big full belly breath. This is not a passive pose. It's a little bit deceptive. And then exhale as we bring it all the way back into child's pose. Maybe take a few sways here if that feels good. Beautiful. Come up. And we're going to lie on our backs. Just do a little bit of bridge pose. Really nice. Now, like, you can do some blocks here, but I'm gonna I'm going to do a no prop one today, so I'm not going to use any blocks. But you could do, if you wanted to put a couple of blocks underneath your sort of shoulder blades just to lift a little bit, then you can. But I'm going to do no prop day today. So we're going to have our our feet hip width apart. I'm going to bring the heels so that your hands can tickle your heels, brain. Okay. And then we're just going to bring the shoulder blades together a little bit just to open up the chest here. Okay. I think that lovely positivity being breathed. Yawn, yawn, yawn. Okay, and then we're just going to do a nice inhale and just slowly lift the tailbone up towards the sky. Try and bring those knees together. You could push some blocks or, excuse me, books together to keep the knees pressed together. I'm just using my imagination here. And then the chest comes up and the chin is up to the sky. Nice open heart. And then exhale nice and slowly. Bring it all back down. Feel the lower spine really sink into your mat. Oh, it's lovely. And then inhale to slowly lift. Again, we can push into the palms here. Lift, lift, lift the hips. Keep those knees from splaying out. Beautiful open heart. And then exhale to lower. And one more time. Inhale to rise. Maybe take a few breaths here. Open that heart. One more breath. Exhale, slowly lower it all down. Lovely. Enjoy that little sinking down, grounding down into the mat. Feel the lower back flush with the mat. Really, really nice. Take your time coming up. We're going to keep it nice and gentle. Really nice here. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to come into our camel pose. We're going to keep this very gentle, so I really just want you to play around with where you're at today. We don't need to be forcing ourselves into any crazy back bends. So we're just going to have a little play. So you might find that I like to curl my toes. You can have the feet flat, but I really like to curl the toes. I just feel like all of my quads and everything, all my legs are just much more engaged this way. Now you can play around with here. So you can just bring the arms up like you're a zombie and just play around with having a little lean and just engaging that core and also the thighs. You'll feel it in the thighs. That might be enough today. That is fine, especially if you've got some back issues going on. Okay, really just listening to your own body here. You might want to have a little play and bring, let's say I've got my left arm, so I'll bring my left arm back to my left heel. And you might want to bring the right arm up or maybe over. And then bring it all the way up. And then we could play around with the right arm coming back to the right heel. And maybe having a play here or here. Or maybe we want to do both arms back, in which case I like to bring them back nice and slow. You could do one arm at a time if that feels better. And just I'm really lifting my hips forward, away, opening the space between my ears and the shoulders and having a little play here. Remember to breathe. You can bring the chin up, but make sure your trapeze muscles are supporting your neck. And then practice coming up slowly and feel it in the thighs. If you want to have a little bit more time today playing around with that, then you can. I think I got attacked by a pumpkin. Yes, I did. I'm going to keep the practice fairly short and sweet like I have been doing. But you can pause and have a little play around there with those variations if you want to. Okay, so we're just going to come into our last posture before Shavasana. Bring it all the way down. And we're going to bring the feet so that they are mat width apart and then just bring the knees to touch. This isn't the best way of showing you because I have this ottoman in the way, but what I am doing here, in fact, I'll shimmy it this way a bit, is cactus arms, okay? So I'm just snuggling the shoulder blades a little bit here, a bit like we did for bridge pose. Maybe lifting the hips. There we go. making sure that lower back is flush with the mat. And then I'm just gently pressing into the palms, taking it to a cactus arm. And again, just allowing the chest to feel open here. You could again use some blocks underneath the upper body. If you want some variation classes on this specifically, I can do that in November for you. Just let me know, because I know I'm offering variations. I'm not showing them today, but as I say, I'm just doing a smaller practice and a prop-free practice for those of you that don't really have any props. Just taking a few full belly breaths here. You could also have the feet wide and open if you want to have more of an opening, but I quite like this because it keeps my lower back flush to the mat. Focusing on my heart, brewing that positivity potion. Deep belly breaths. Beautiful. And last but not least, we're going to come into our Shavasana. As always, you can use a bolster underneath your legs if that feels good. Grab a blankie, get all snuggly, or play some music, like I say. If you've got a bit of time to stay here a bit longer, then please do. Treat yourself. Otherwise, thank you again so much for joining me today. I'm really enjoying this challenge so far, folks, and I hope you are too. It's been great to get my consistency back with my yoga practice, even if it's just short and sweet. Sorry, every time I say short and sweet now, I think of Sabrina Carpenter, but what I'm trying to say is short and sweet. Slowly and often is always best, I think. I have to tell that to my ADHD brain a lot. So bringing the hands to the third eye. Thank you so much for joining me today. Give yourselves a little thank you for joining the mat and practicing today. It's showing up. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I will see you later on for a double whammy, perhaps, if you're catching up and I'm catching up with my videos. Otherwise, I'll see you over the weekend. I hope you have a wonderful, restful Friday, and thank you so much for your time. Big breath in. Exhale. One more time. Let's sigh it out this time. Big breath in. Exhale. Beautiful. Namaste.